If you feel scared watching this video, please know it is just the music, and if you do not like the music either, then you might as well just not watch. Thank you.
Adolf Hitler was a corporal during World War I. After World War I, he stayed in Germany and decided to join politics because he thought he was good at public speaking. So, he joined the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or Nazi, and became the leader after. Young thugs were the private army of the Nazis. They worked to fight the rival party and created fear to other people so they'll vote for the Nazis' party. Gestapo and SS, short for the above, were private polices that were created to only protect the Nazi state. This official private police group of the Nazis were established on April 26, 1933. Joseph Goebbels was the Minister of Propaganda. His job is to keep people on the Nazi side. He brainwashed people by taking over radios and press and make it into the Nazi version. Neville Chamberlain, British Prime Minister from 1937 to 1940, didn't want another war, so he made an appeasement with Hitler. He said he would do anything. However, Hitler wanted more land and sent his troops to Austria and conquered Austria. The main reason Nazis rose to power was because of the Wall Street crash of 1929. Wall Street was a place in Germany. Back then, Wall Street establishments went down, so a lot of people lost their jobs and voted for the Nazi Party. It started on the 1st of September 1939 and ended on September 2nd, 1945. In 1923, Nazi tried to seize power in Germany, but they failed and blamed it on the Jews. In 1932, Nazi became the biggest German parliament, as seen above, the German army doing the Hell March. On January 30th, 1933, Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. His Nazi party took power and Hitler was essentially the dictator of Germany. 6 months later, Hitler made a law where Nazis should be the only party in German government. After the rule was made, other parties were banned and closed down. On 1935, Russia signed the Treaty of Versailles with France. Meanwhile, Britain let Germany build the U-boat, although it was stated that wasn't allowed in the treaty. Mussolini, leader of Italy, took over Abyssinia on 1935 and took over Abyssinia fully on the mid of 1936. Here in July 1936, the Civil War in Spain grew up. General Franco, dictator of Spain, was helped to win the Civil War by Hitler because they're both dictators. On July 7, 1937, Japan invaded China. On 1938, Jews weren't allowed to be lawyers, doctors, or businessmen. Jewish weren't allowed to go to the cinemas or hotels, and they weren't allowed to own any cars. Basically, the Jewish lived under poverty ever since. On March 1938, Hitler sent German troops to Austria. Summer of 1938, Germany took Switzerland, and Hitler demanded the German part of Czechoslovakia. In 1939, Britain and France took their allies back, and Russia sided with Germany. On the same year, but on March, Hitler took over the rest of Czechoslovakia. April 1939, Chamberlain promised to help Poland if Germany attacked them, and the young men in Britain had to do 6 months service in the army force. On the 1st of September 1939, the German troops invaded Poland, and in 3rd of September 1939, France and Britain declared war against Germany, and that all started World War II. From April 9 to June 9, 1940, Germany invaded and took control of Denmark and Norway. On May 30, 1940, Winston Churchill became the leader of the British government. Since May 10 to June 22, Germany used quick strikes called Blitzkrieg, meaning lightning war, to take over much of Western Europe, including the Netherlands, Belgium, and northern France. On June 10, Italy entered the war as a member of the Axis power. By July 10, Germany launched an air attack on Great Britain. These attacks last until the end of October and are known as the Battle of Britain. On September 22nd, Germany, Italy, and Japan signed the Tripartite Pact, creating the Axis alliance. December 7, 1941, the Japanese attacked the U.S. Navy in Pearl Harbor. The next day, the U.S. entered World War II on the side of the Allies. And by June 4, 1942, the U.S. Navy defeated the Japanese Navy at the Battle of Midway. July 10, 1942, the Allies invaded and took the island of Sicily. September 3, 1943, Italy surrendered to the Allies. However, Germany helped Mussolini to escape and set up a government in northern Italy. By June 6, 1944, Allied forces invaded France and pushed back the Germans. December 16, 1944, the Germans launched a large attack in the Battle of the Bulge. They lost to the Allies, sealing the fate of the German army. February 19, 1945, U.S. Marines invaded the islands of Iwo Jima. After a fierce battle, they captured the island. April 30, 1945, Adolf Hitler commits suicide as he knew Germany has lost the war. May 7, 1945, Germany surrendered to the Allies. On August 6, 1945, the U.S. dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. The city became devastated. 3 days later, another atomic bomb is dropped on Nagasaki, Japan. Finally, September 2, 1945, Japan surrendered to the U.S. General Douglas MacArthur and the Allies, and World War II ended.